Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and we are on day 26 of our 31 days of Halloween doing October Daily MemoryDex style. We only have 5 days left, and then I will be back on November 1st with a premiere video as we do a flip through of all 31 of the MemoryDex cards. So let's see what's in store for day 26. I'm starting with this inspiration piece. Now this was an entire thing on Pinterest, and it looked as if she used all of 49 and Market products to do this. This is on craftygossip.com. But I was inspired by this piece right here, this little flip. So I started with our base file folder, and remember, this is about tucking in the photos and having a place to do journaling on the back. So then I knew I wanted to do ghosts on the outside. And I have these 3 ghosts from a Halloween paper pumpkin. I ordered 3 of those paper pumpkins because I loved all the embellishments that were in it. Die cuts make everything so much better. And so I stamped this boo from that stamp set that I got from Maddie back in the end of December, 1st of October. And I stamped it on gray. And I'm just going to edge it up with the black soot. And I noticed this morning as I did this that my paper trimmer blade is starting to show wear and tear. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this to the base. Now I had already stuck some of that self-adhesive ribbon trim on the bottom. And you're going to see that this stamp set was just a little bit big for this card, but I was okay with that. We'll get our glue off of there. And I'm going to squeeze this right up to the very top so that I get most everything under there. Let me grab a baby wipe here really quick and get the glue off my hands. The baby wipe I had over here apparently had seen better days and is now gone. So let's get a new one over here. Okay, so I have that mushed down. Okay, and it's right up there to the edge. And now I've used a set from Stampin Up. And of course, it's one I didn't bring over here to the table with me. It's called their Celebration Label Dies. And if it's still available, I'll link it down below. But it's all these different layers. And see, you can see where there's half marks, so you can fold them. And I cut just above that, and I made a crease line. And I cut a hole just a little bit wider than this, and I'm only going to go into the first half of that. But before I glue this down, I want to edge it up too. So let me get my dauber here. And it's okay if there's nothing covering it on the inside, because it's where photos are going to go and nobody's going to see it anyway. But I am going to dust this and distress that a little bit. And then I'm going to put my glue right here on the inside of that flap, and then I'm going to slide my tab through the hole. And this is, I kind of moved this one around because I needed to make sure that I did this on a day that the tab was on the inside. See, we've got that on the inside just like that. Okay, now I've taken this one and I punched the next size down in white. And here's a trick, and it works better if you have the archival ink pads. I did not have one in purple. So I used my alcohol Stampin' Blends marker, and I colored the stitching. You can see that there where I've colored the stitching. I still need to clean that die. That way when you stamp it, or when you die cut it, you get that stitching in the color on there. And I thought that was pretty cool. I learned that one from Timmy. And he highly suggests using the archival inks because they don't dry up as fast, they don't evaporate as fast as your regular alcohol inks will. And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and glue that one flat. I was kind of determining whether I wanted to glue it flat or if I wanted to bring it up on dimensionals. But I think we'll layer our ghosts. So I've got this one on here. And I'm going to lay him right up there to the top and kind of center him in there. I didn't go all the way to the top of the purple. I went just to match that up with the line where I had cut that slit. Ugh. And then we do that. We'll wipe that off really quick. Okay, now we have our 3 ghosts. And I am not, well, let's do edge them because while they are purple, this will create a shadow for them to be flying. Just like this. I use this dauber so much on this black soot, I may have to invest in a new dauber for this. See, it's not going to be really dark. It just creates a little bit of a shadow. So when we put the dimensionals on there, and I am using all 3, and I'm going to use these 2 on the outside wings are going to go flat. And then we'll bring the center one up on dimensionals. We'll do him just like that. I hope you have enjoyed this 31 days of Halloween. I have been having an absolute blast doing them. And because we're doing that white on white, I'm going to go ahead and use the white dimensionals for this. I want to use the big ones. Apparently I stuck glue dots in there in my way. But we have this. Get our ghost up here where you can see him. So do you have a favorite Halloween movie? I have several that I like to watch. One of them is The Ghost in Mrs. Muir. That was a classic story, ghost story, paranormal story about a sea captain who was a ghost. If you've not seen that, check it out. Okay, now that we have that one popped up here on the dimensionals, he flies a little higher. And then we flip this, we can flip this up, says my fingers will let me. We can flip that up and it says boo underneath. Isn't that the cutest little thing? You could do this with something on the outside like, you know, doing a trick-or-treat party. And then underneath have a picture of, you know, the guests from the trick-or-treat party. And then do more individual photos in the pocket. So there's different ways that you can play with that. And then we're going to come back. And if you think this is going to create a problem, I wouldn't do that. I'm going to go way up here high on this tab to glue this 26 in place. And I need a dry... There's a napkin here to dry that off. So that when that flips up, the number is not in the way. Isn't that cute? And that one that we did yesterday, I've taken the clips off of it, laid it somewhere. Taken the clips off of it. And presumably, there it is, lost it. There was our day 25, everything glued in place. And now here's our day 26. We have 5 days left. So I hope you'll remember to like, to share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't see how this roller coaster ends up. And I will see you back here tomorrow for day 27. Creative blessings.